The government has directed for the release of extra 7 billion shillings to help in the control of locusts that have started spreading to different parts of the country. The Commissioner of Crop Protection at the Ministry of Agriculture, Stephen Biantwari, says that all these are interventions to eliminate the swarms. Details follow.
Destructive desert locusts that crossed over from Kenya have been sighted in 7 northern Uganda districts of Abim, Katakwi, Nakapiripirit, Amudat, Nabiratuk, Napak and Moroto, according to the Minister of Agriculture. Yesterday, government dispatched a consignment and airlifted pesticides and pumps for spraying the desert locusts that have swarmed different districts. A team including State Minister for Animal Husbandry Bright Ramirama and Musa Echwelu for disaster preparedness was sent to Kenya to negotiate the possibility of acquiring aircrafts to help in the spraying exercise. All the interventions were under Shillings 15 billion budget set aside as contingency to fight the spread of locusts.
Yes, government released 15 billion first, but part of this, the $3 million US, which towards 11 billion, was to pay part of our areas with the Desert Locust Control Organization, which has been effected, and this is why engagements are now going on to marshal resources and also have their own experts, and one expert has already arrived. So that has gone to the Desert Locust Control Organization. Secondly, the chemical used for the aircraft, I want people to know, there are different types. One of the types is between $35 and $50. Another type, which we source from Japan, from Sumitomo, is about $125 per liter, which can cover about 2 to 3 hectares. So you can imagine the cost implication of these operations.
According to the Commissioner of Crop Production at the Ministry of Agriculture, Stephen Biantwari, more 7 billion shillings will be released.
Now, government, since cabinet meeting yesterday, advised that another 7 billion should be mobilized, especially for the aircraft activities. I repeat, aircraft activities are very expensive.
President Museveni has also guided on acquiring modifiable aircrafts to help in case of such disasters in the future.
Why would we wait for the Kusaka for some of these equipment? So he has guided that as a country we need to have an aircraft that is easily modifiable. It can be used for transport. Mainly we use the fixed wing aircrafts. You fix the tanks as and when it is necessary with the right pumps, and you spray.
There are fears that the dry season experienced in the country could fuel the spread of locusts, which could lead to severe famine.
I think we just need to prepare for disaster in the country. We just have to prepare for severe famine, because poor harvest, we'll be having poor harvest, and whatever is there now is going to be destroyed by locusts.
Now, these locusts, most of the swarms we are seeing are yellow. That means they are mature, and those that have been observed, some are already mating for reproduction. And after mating, most of those, that generation will go. Now, the critical issue we must inform our people is that wherever they have been landing, we must be observant to wait for the eggs that they have been laid in the sand there. The moment now these come out as nymphs, as the second stage, that it does not fly, this is the critical stage. We need to handle them on the ground as at nymph level, and what we call fledglings, when they have started moving en masse and moving together in groups. So this is a very critical step.
A swarm of locusts can destroy as much food crops in a day as is sufficient to feed 2,500 people. Uganda last had desert locusts in the late 1960s, and the current invasion is linked to climate change. Bernard Yiga, UBC.